Shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, just some social shit for everyone, you know what I'm saying? Like, I made this beat myself, so hear me. Woo! I mean, like, we can pull that clown shit away. This some real shit for you. I'm spazzing right now, so listen, let's go. Yeah. It's in their bones, the thoughts and harmony for the love of the money. Then fall victim for the cookie, then turn pussy, it's lonely. You said you hold it down when life get rough, we're here now, so show me. We move them losses to them wins. Heavy pounds, we make it ends meet. Converse with only few who make me feel like I be 10 feet.
Yo, what's going on, peeps? We are back in the building. We're back with another match reaction. This time we're taking a look at England. Jon II, his first game in charge of the England national team, and he got off to a victory 2-0 against Albania. Myles, Skelly, and Harry Kane with his customary England goal. Yeah, man, I think, listen, it was always going to be tricky, I think, for England, because you're coming off, the back of a Gareth Southgate reign, and everyone's, all eyes on you in terms of the players that you pick, the formation that you play, the style that you play, what certain players have or haven't been doing, whether it's for their club, whether it's for country and stuff like that. And then, of course, players like Skelly, of course, coming in, a lot of, conversation and talks about that. And then, of course, you're playing against Albania, who did not make it easy for England this evening. I know England dominated the ball, but I didn't think that they were... It's weird. It's like England, you could see it was one of those games. It's one of the games I talk about with Liverpool, is quality will tell in the end. It was literally a game like that, is you've got more quality than this team. So inevitably, these certain things are going to just happen. That's just how football always really has worked, to be honest with you. Or more often than not, that's how it's going to work. I feel anyway, in terms of these type of games where you're not playing great, you're not really playing well, and the opposition are making it very difficult for you to, get in behind and open them up and stuff like that. But ultimately, England got, their 2 goals, goal in each half as well. And I think first half was better than the second half. Second half for England was very, very flat. First half, I felt like there was a lot more movement. There was a lot more kind of going on. With England, Harry Kane dropping deep as he always flipping does, playing that number 6 for us, one getting the ball, and it just irked me. Like, as soon as I saw it, I was like, why are you still doing this? Like, I thought Tuchel was gonna, get that out of your game and get you further up the pitch. I mean, I'm trying to think, did he do that with Kane when he was at Bayern? I don't feel like it, but I also feel like he had a better team at Bayern, so he probably didn't feel like the need to do that. And he wasn't the leader at Bayern either. I almost feel like with Kane, he feels like because he's the leader, he is the captain. It's almost like I've got to be seen doing something, which is weird because I'm like, bro, you don't need to, man. You're a goal. Like, you're one of the best top 2 strikers in the world. You know what I mean? And you could put him number 1, and no one's going to bat an eyelid at that. And I feel like your best work is further up the pitch, kind of thing. But I guess at times, the way that England play, having that player like Harry Kane who drops deep, picks up the ball, and tries to find those passes into like a Rashford, for example, or, whoever, Foden on the right wing, or Jude Bellingham making a run and stuff like that. So it's like, I get it, but I just don't feel like it works as well as they keep trying it. Like, they keep trying it as if this is something that works really, really well. And I don't feel like it works that well in most games, to be honest with you. I think you end up just with a more quiet Harry Kane, and it's like you want to get someone like that kind of... Obviously, his goal was his goal, right? And I feel like that's where he's the bagsman. Get him in the box. You see that? He peeled, with his goal, you saw him peel to the back post. Ball comes in, obviously poor defending from the Albanian defender, fair enough. But guess what? Harry Kane in the box, touch, finish. That is Harry Kane, man. Get him in those kind of areas, because that's where I feel like he does the most damage. I think at this moment in time, I feel like we need to maybe potentially have someone else who can do those kind of things, where maybe even like a Curtis Jones as an example, who can pick up the ball and, almost, it's like he's trying to dictate, but then he's also trying to get himself up there. I'm like, I feel like, can we not trust someone else, to potentially do that role? I don't know. I don't know what that looks like in a formation wise. I just think you just need to potentially change the player instructions for a Harry Kane and get someone else, kind of doing it, especially in games like this where you're going to dominate possession anyway. It's not like Albania were trying to get out of their goal or, trying to do, too much. And obviously we'll take a look, at the average positions and stuff like that. You'll see it wasn't really like that. you know, for England. So I always feel like in games like this, I don't need Harry Kane picking up the ball at the centre circle, you know, passing it back to the centre backs. Like, get up the pitch, mate. We don't need you there. But listen, man, it is what it is. But yeah, like I said, they won 2-0. This is obviously the lineup that he obviously went with. So in formation form, he had a 4-2-3-1. I remember I did the taking a look at the England squad, the video, and I said I didn't know what he was going to play. Everyone was like, maybe 3 at the back, maybe 5. You know, I didn't really know. But listen, Myles Lewis-Skelly obviously got his debut, and Dan Burn as well. Both deserved, I guess. Myles Lewis-Skelly more so than I would say a Dan Burn, but I also understand Dan Burn, what he brings to the team, you know, in that kind of centre back position. His height, strength, you know, aerial kind of dominance, and he's pretty decent on the ball as well, you know, spending all those years at Brighton. I think that would obviously help for England. Obviously, Konza at the back there with him, with Kyle Walker, who I thought had a really, really quiet game. Jones and Rice in the midfield with Foden, Bellingham, Rashford behind Harry Kane. And yeah, as I said, man, Dan Burn and Myles Lewis-Skelly, and obviously Skelly getting his first goal on his debut. Apparently, he is the youngest goal scorer to score on their debut for England, I believe. I don't know if he said Rooney and I don't know if Rooney and Owen actually scored on their debuts, actually. I can't even remember. But he mentioned Rooney and Owen. But either way, Myles Lewis-Skelly to score on your debut. And you know what's so crazy? When I look at Skelly, he doesn't look like someone who's 18. You know what I mean? He definitely don't play like someone who's 18 as well. And him getting in that kind of left-back slot as well, again, very, very interesting. And I think, like I said, it's just, I'm intrigued to see where his career kind of goes, you know, as an individual. Is he going to stay as a left-back? Is he going to be someone who can potentially play in both roles, you know, because obviously you got to take your opportunities when they come. And this season he's been taking these opportunities, man, and he's been really, really good. Definitely, I don't know in terms of Premier League young players, but I mean, he has to be nominated at the bare minimum. I'll be very intrigued to see who actually wins that. I don't really know too many good youngsters this season in the Premier League, but I feel like he'd be up there, you know, to win that kind of award. And to be honest, I feel like he would deserve it. You know, he's been really, really good this season, and I felt like he was pretty calm in the game, man. You know, good debut. Like if I was to have a debut, to score on your debut first and foremost is sick, but also just to had a good game. You know what I mean? Like I didn't walk away from that game thinking, oh my God, Skelly just looks like he actually played pretty decent, you know, in that game, man. And even for the goal in itself, this was one of the kind of like few moments that England were able to kind of cut, you know, Albania through. And again, for me, in this sequence that England had, I felt like they just moved the ball in. And when I say to people, England are a bit slow in possession, I'm not asking them to zip the ball like prime Barcelona, where when they wanted to score a goal, because that's what Barcelona used to do, right? Is when there was those moments when they just wanted to keep possession, they would keep possession, no problem. But then when that moment when we're going to go, and again, it's all about, you know, telepathy and all this kind of stuff and players understanding where they need to be. And of course, I'm not expecting that for England. But in these kind of moments for that goal, it was like boom, 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 boom. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like even if it looks like, you know, Bellingham might hold on to the ball for a sec, it's all telepathy. Like it's like bang, and then he plays that ball, you know, with Myles Lewis-Skelly obviously making that run, and then of course, you know, getting the goal. And I think it was just a few moments like that in the first half. Like I felt like England were getting a bit more joy, you know, with that in those moments that they were doing that. Outside of that, of course, you got a reset. Albania sitting there low block and not really moving out of that kind of thing and just kicking the ball long. And then of course England get the ball and have to try and. But for me, it's always the off the ball movement. Again, this goal epitomizes what I'm trying to say, which is off the ball movement will get you these goals. If you do more of this stuff, they will get you more goals. Like I just feel like England ain't doing that enough. If you're gonna play this slow ass possession, we need more movement off the ball itself. I need to see shift. I don't care if you're just running around for running around's sake. You need to move around and move into positions which are going to enable you to be able to get in behind. So whether Rashford dropping infield or dropping a bit deeper to allow Lewis-Skelly to obviously run in and get that goal. But then of course you need that player who's going to be able to, you know, pop that ball in. And I think that, yeah, just second half, it just did not happen, man. It really just didn't happen. It was very, very flat, if I'm being totally honest. And I thought England were just going to continue doing what they're doing. And then I thought, you know, one thing that Tuchel spoke about was like some England players or just England players in general, just expressing themselves a bit more I did not see that in this game anyway, to be honest with you. But yeah, this is kind of, the average positioning, obviously, for England in the game, as per usual. Kane playing in the midfield three. You know what I mean? That's just a big thing. But it's, as I said, look at Albania, all behind the halfway line. So, of course, I understand it is going to be difficult to break that down. I totally get that. And I feel like the only way you break down low blocks is with moving the ball quickly, side to side, forward. It doesn't actually really matter. The ball just needs to move a bit quicker. That's all it is. That is all it is. And again, the off the ball movement, you get that right. It's like, yes, I'm using prime Barcelona, but use Manchester City, heck, Arsenal a couple of seasons ago. Like, it's the quick movement that gets the goals and gets you in behind. I'm not saying you're going to score every single time, because that's just not how it works, right? But you get the chances and you get the opportunities. When you got Harry Kane, like one of the best strikers out there, I feel like, and then you got Jude Bellingham running in behind, and potentially Rashford coming in from the other side, or whoever. Like, I feel like, why are you not really doing that enough? I don't know. It's just very, very frustrating, man. But even looking, at England, I mean, Foden, I thought was absolutely terrible. Like, I really don't know what Foden is for England. The guy's played so many different positions, yeah, and it's so weird, because I watch him play for England and I'm like, Jesus, man, you don't deserve to play for England. I'll be honest with you. I don't see, for some reason, maybe it's just because you played under Pep Guardiola and his type of system is a lot more fluid for a player like yourself, where it's, again, he's used to, and then this is why I say, like, in terms of England playing potentially that kind of way, he's used to, he's not like Man City don't play transition football. They don't really play like that. Well, the Man City that we know of anyway, or that we knew of, should we say, they don't really play like that. It's crazy movement off the ball with your De Bruyne's, the Bernardo Silva, and I get it, it's those type of players, so maybe that's just another thing. But crazy movement off the ball. We don't have set positions. I'm not going to stick out wide and just stay there. No, Foden will be infield, left wing, in behind the striker, playing as the striker. Like, he's got the freedom, and he knows that he's still got the responsibility to do certain other jobs that's been taken care of by the Rodris, the Kevin De Bruyne's, the Bernardo Silvas, and etc. etc. Maybe England, I don't know. Under Tuchel, it's only one game. I don't really know how that looks later on, but I'm just looking at it and I'm like, again, another game. I'm watching Foden stay out there on the right wing and he's doing absolutely nothing. Like, it's just like he's just not in the game. Like he's literally just not in the game, and he's not even able to affect the game in the way that he would like, to kind of affect the game. And yeah, that was one of the things I saw. I was like, wow, he just looks so poor for England, which is crazy. Which is like a talent like Foden looking this bad for England. Like, that's mad. That's mad to me. Reminds me of the golden generation when, rest in peace, Finger on Ericsson, he would try and get like Paul Scholes, Lampard, Gerrard all into the same team, and he got like Gerrard or Scholes playing like left mid, and it's weird because you're like, nah, that's not really my role. Like, do you know what I mean? It's the same thing I feel like with Phil Foden. I'm like, I don't know what it is, but whatever role you're playing for England, it ain't working. And it doesn't seem to matter where they seem to play you, because you're just not really playing well in any position, to be honest with you. Like, you need way more fluidity in the way that the team play, not even just you, just the way that the team play. The team is not fluid like that. So because it's not fluid and they're so used to, playing in a different kind of way, maybe we'll see more of that as Tuchel gets to, he's only had like 4 days training or whatever it was. So he's not had that much, but maybe in the future that might potentially change. But yeah, I thought Foden was really, really poor. Jones, I thought, was pretty decent in the second half. And the first half, I thought it was a bit, it was just basic, like just average. But yeah, second half, I thought he was making good runs from deep, really, really good, like runs that even, and this is exactly what I'm saying in terms of off the ball movement. They weren't picking him up at times. So even in a low block, he was finding space. Why? Off the ball movement. I don't know how many times I need to keep stressing it. He probably epitomized that in that second half. As much as I thought, yeah, it was a bit flat, but guess what? He himself finding those spaces, making those runs, getting himself in the box. It's like, you just need more of that. Like, I just don't feel like England do enough of that, kind of thing. And why, I don't even know. Like, I feel like it's so obvious, like when you watch England. But listen, I'm not the England manager, innit? So I'm not the one getting paid big bucks to to win these games, and it is what it is, right? But I just feel like when you're watching England, whether I've watched them live or on TV, it's the same thing. I thought when I watched them live, I thought, oh, okay, maybe I'll see things differently. It's the same thing. It's literally the same thing. With England, is that this off the ball movement, it just isn't really there. But Jones today, or tonight, should I say, in that second half, yeah, for me, he provided that, and I thought, I thought he played pretty decent. I thought he had a better second half than he did first half, to be honest with you. But listen, man, it is what it is. Everyone else was just average, nothing really of note. I thought Kyle Walker was kind of quiet, to be honest. I almost forgot he was playing in the game, but he wasn't really bombing forward like he does, and at times he was. But yeah, I didn't really feel like he had much kind of going on. But yeah, listen, man, 2-0 in your debut game, for England as well. I don't think you're going to complain too tough, to be honest with you. You're going to have potentially tougher tests, but Albania are they're decent enough to cause you some issues. Do you know what I mean? And they had opportunities to get shots away and stuff like that, but obviously England kind of just sorted that out. So yeah, man, I think, listen, as debuts go, clean sheet, 2-0 goal. You got a debut goal in there as well from someone you just put into the team. He can't really, I guess he's not going to complain. Too tough. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how England kind of set up for the next game. I think it's Latvia, I believe. It might not be, I think it's Latvia anyway. So I think it'll be easier opposition. Maybe we might see a bit more fluidity in England's game in a game like that, unless they obviously decide to sit in a low block of 10, do you know what I mean? And not come out of that, for the entirety of the 90 minutes. But then this is where we need our geniuses. This is where we need our Real Madrid star man and Bayern Munich star man and the Liverpool star, not star man, but Liverpool players. And yeah, we need some of this, the quality that we supposedly have. I need that to show, kind of thing. But obviously we'll wait and we shall see. But yeah, man, big up to England. Got the win in the end, and massive big up to Myles Skelly on his debut goal. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section, people.